right, Shalom Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Also, I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect. This one's entitled We Mean Business. And through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, we understand we're in some serious times now more than ever, and we can all feel the shift happening amongst us as well as amongst the rest of the inhabitants of the earth that don't fear the Lord. They're bugging out. They're getting more wicked, more rebellious towards the Lord. We are cleaving more unto him on a daily basis as these idiots that we thought were our family, brothers, friends, show themselves to be of the house of Saul. We cleave unto the Lord, as we see the crunch, if you will, happening in the economy via inflation and a whole host of other shit. We cleave unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. This is the book of Luke 19 and 21. For I feared thee. Guess what? We understand that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. You're going to need it because thou art an austere man. And just a quick AI definition of it, of austere, because we teach this through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. This is the nature, the characteristic of the Lord, contrary to popular belief. That white man, the image of that white man that they told us, that blue-eyed, blonde hair white man that they said was our God, man, that they said was Jebus, all right, supposed to be a representation of Malak Yahweh Shai. That is false, that is wrong, all right, in the doctrine that they teach about that guy. He's all love. We understand, the Lord said he didn't come to send peace but a sword, all right, to bring peace but a sword. Austere is an adjective that means severe, strict, or extremely simple without any decoration, luxury, or extra comforts. That's the way Malak Yahweh Shai came upon the earth, man, all right, via his humility, via his severe warning, his message, all right, very strict concerning the law, statutes, and commandments, what one is to do to obtain salvation, what he was here for. It was very a severe measure. It was very strict, stern, but also the Lord taught us, to make it plain upon tables. So going into extremely simple, the Lord he's not the author of confusion. Keep the law. If you love him, feed his sheep. If you love him, keep his commandments. That's pretty simple to one that isn't contrary to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. But the whole point of this epistle is that it's serious time, man. I got a serious spirit of just want to get at these fools' neck and finish this work. And I'm sure the brothers are and the sisters are in the same spirit because 'tis the season, man. All right, so again, Luke 19 and 21. For I feared thee. There's that fear of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Why? Because thou art an austere man, and we know that now. So that's why we fear Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, and we come in that obedience. Thou takest up that thou layest not down, and reapest that thou didst not sow. But the whole point being the Lord is an austere man. We mean business. Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai mean business, and we mean business as the self-proclaimed prophets. We say that because we don't know if we're the Lord's prophets for real. When we put on as we are, okay? The Lord commanded us to do that. We want to put on as the hopeful elect, man, by keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, teaching your brothers and sisters to do so, rebuking wickedness, man. All right, prophesying, telling our people what's to come, these events, all these things, man, we do on a daily basis. Matter of fact, let's go to the book of Isaiah. In relation to doing these things day in, day out, in relation to being serious. Yeah, the Lord deal with balance. It's a time and place for everything. Right now ain't the time to be in the house of mirth, of folly, playing around, man. Overindulgence as well, man. Hard pill to swallow. Nah, man, you can't be overindulgence, man. You got to learn how to sacrifice, take the low. Hell, man. And learn how to eat once a damn day, man. For you motherfuckers that think you got to eat 3 times a day, man, I eat once a day, man. Now, I done got a pretty slim via the fasting, and that's how I end up eating once a day. I fasted so much through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shema Shai, that my body just got used to not eating a lot. You know what I mean? Well, it definitely saves a brother a lot of money. I tell you that much. But y'all got to practice We have to practice, man. Cleaving unto these sacrifices ain't gonna be like that every day and every season. The Lord deals with balance. Some season you'll be up in certain areas and down in certain areas. You may have a woman that's kind of decent, and then the next season she may get damn demons on her. Raising my hand, I'm experiencing that right now. Oh, flake. And as soon as I'm done with this epistle, these curses finna go out on these motherfuckers that think they can just come into our lives and leave us, for like, come on, man. Come on, man. But going back to being serious, man, they want to play with us. We're going to get very, very austere with them, man. Day in, day out. This is Isaiah 62 and verse 6. I've set watchmen upon thy walls, and those watchmen also called the seers, the prophets, man. So that's who we profess to be. Lord willing, we are. So we're watchmen. We're watching all the debauchery, the wickedness that is the earth. We're watching our brothers and sisters as well cleave onto Yahweh Shema Shah, starting with the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, so that keeps us motivated. Oh, Jerusalem, referring to the nation of Israel, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, we're prophesying as watchmen that a storm is coming. Warning, warning, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. That is the point, man. Never hold their peace day nor night. And it ain't just literally prophesying. It's everything that we do off of that camera as well. It's crying when nobody sees us. All right. Understanding our transgressions first and foremost, man, and understanding the pain of our captivity. That's what we should be doing. Because guess what? The Lord getting ready to fuck you niggas up that don't acknowledge his captivity. For you, we're going to acknowledge we messed up and this captivity hurts, Lord. We want out. You 2/3 won't even acknowledge you're in captivity because you're not, because you're prospering. Now you are, all right, you know what I'm saying? But you're prospering. You have received these benefits and have not known Yahweh Bahashim Hawashah. Therefore, you're prideful. Therefore, you puffed the hell up, Eve, all right? You puffed up. You're prideful. And what did the Lord teach us about what goes before destruction? We'll tell you real quick. Don't mind. Hey, pride. Our people are pride because of great pride. Hey, the Lord is finna bring this great tribulation upon this world like the earth has never seen before. Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence. We make mention of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. We don't keep silent. That's daily edification, man. Hey, coming out of the organization, a great millstone, and the brothers that take heed to the doctrine and teach the same doctrine, which ultimately is just truth. It is the doctrine of GMS. It's a doctrine of Yahweh Hashem Shai, which is the truth. Okay. Now we believe these things, man, through the spirit of power of Yahweh Hashem Shai. So we make mention of the Lord, and we're not going to keep silence concerning Esau, Edom, all right, what he's done to our people, historical facts, filtering it through the scriptures, who we are, what we're coming for, all right, we're coming for our rest, we're coming for our glory, we're coming for justification, we're coming for recompense. You motherfuckers, Moab, it's a big spirit going out. Hey man, you a major player in having us in captivity as well. All right, and it's starting to show. The Lord pouring his spirit upon all flesh. Now we starting to see, oh, here we go. You other nations hate us. You know what I mean? Here we go again. Here we go again with all these nations. This is biblical. This is prophetic. All that play shit. You know what I mean? It's finna be over with. And all this earth is gonna be left with is prophecy. It's just gonna be race wars, riots, and things like that. And the Lord did say he came to do these things, man. Let's go to the Matthew. I don't know. Is it 24? Come. So let's go to verse 5. So of course, Malak Yahawashah, who the word ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, his disciples turned apostles, was inquiring to him, Lord, what's gonna be some signs preceding your second coming? They thought he was gonna come right on back, right? So they needed to know some of the signs. And then Malak answered them. All right, he told his servants, man, what it was. And it reads in verse 5, for many shall come in my name. So many gonna come in the name of the Messiah, Hamashiach. All right. Saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. It don't necessarily mean that they have to say that they're saying that they're the Messiah literally. It could just be the doctrine of lies, man. All right, saying that this is the way, walk ye in it, and it ain't it, man. That's all in a lot of false teachers and false prophets, man. Liars, deceivers, man. So that's the first thing you need to be looking for. That's been going on since, Yahweh Shai sacrifice, man. It's been niggas that the Lord set up as the stumbling block for the wicked, the stumbling block for the 2/3 of the nation of Israel, a stumbling block for the rest of the heathens, that they're gonna think that the small hats are the children of Yahweh Shema Shah and aren't, but in fact are of the synagogue of Satan. Take heed that no man deceive you. So take heed, man, that we don't be deceived, and we take heed that we don't be deceived by cleaving unto the doctrine, man, cleaving unto the truth, cleaving unto the brotherhood, the sisterhood, like-minded individuals, man. Again, we mean business. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. So many people are deceived by all these so-called Hebrew Israelites and their organizations, man. And the Lord is exposing that, each and every one of them, man. We told you through the spirit of Pablo Abba Shema Shai, it was something off. Did y'all inquire to the Lord who's the real deal? No. If you would have got your correct answer. You never had the spirit upon you to inquire what the name of Yahweh Shema Hawashah was. Did you sit down? Did you get on your knees? Did you extend your hands? Did you open your window? All these things and inquire, Lord, is this your name? Guess what? Raising my hand. That's what I did. First coming into this truth through the spirit. Is this your name? They're saying that this is your name, Lord. Ever since that day, I've never stopped calling upon Yahweh Hashem Hawashah. And hey, it's going well for us, man. It's going well for us. Calling upon those names must be the real names. Must be the real names that was given unto us. Verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. World War I, first woe. World War II, second. We're prophesying the third woe. Hey, in World War III, be the same thing. Okay? And a whole host of things that's going to accompany that World War III, man. The chaos in the streets, etc. See that ye be not troubled. So I don't let these things trouble you when you hear rumors of a World War III, when you hear these folks constantly going back and forth with Iran. Don't be troubled when you hear rumors of a draft. These are rumors of wars. We can talk about the wars Babylon the Great has been in alone, not to mention the other nations fighting each other. The land of Moab, the land of Ham, okay? Just warring for throughout generations, man. That means that this earth ain't in no peace mode. Which one of you niggas out here saying that? Which one of you niggas is saying peace and safety and finna experience sudden destruction fall upon you? For all these things must come to pass, you see, but the end is not yet. We still got a little bit more prophecy to go. Persecution, mark of the beast, World War freaking III, the beam up. For nation shall rise against nation. Oh man, is it going down in Babylon the Great? Of course, the Lord is talking about, entire nations, like country versus country, etc. But even here in Babylon the Great, so-called USA, the melting pot of a bunch of nations are here. There's going to be a spirit of division. Do you not see it now? Esau and Jacob have been going at it with that spirit of division, as well as everybody else. The Lord is pouring his spirit out amongst all flesh, and he cranking it back up. Because he said he didn't come to send peace. So you hear this Carmelo Anthony situation. You hear now they trying to sweep under the rug what happened with that Moabite and that Jake. When that Moabite unalived that Jake and chased that Jake down. You know what I mean? And he, I'm listening to it don't sound like Jake was in too much wrong. Seemed like I don't know if he had a history or what. But from what I hear, I only heard one time, seemed like, I don't know, something to do with some bottles of water. Maybe he looked like he was stealing. Maybe he was going to steal, but he put the water back and left out the store. And the dude chased him down and he got off scot-free. He got off scot-free. This is putting a spirit of division amongst the nations, man. This is prophetic. Right, there's going to be hands-on pretty soon concerning nation rising against nation, both like on a major scale, but even within these so-called countries and providences, etc., people are going to get into it. Not just only nation against nation, but there'll be man versus woman, gender wars, man. The adults versus the YNs. You could see that building up. I'm dead serious because they're buck wild. They're around here gun toting, just doing these teen. What are we supposed to do? Let's say you work at a motherfucking AutoZone or a damn convenience store, whatever. All right, and hundreds of niggas, all right, male and female alike, come up in there and just what you supposed to do? Now the wise thing, just get the hell up out of there. Don't be trying to fight all these kids, man. You know, shit, you gotta wait on the Lord for that, and you'll chase 1,000 in that day. But right now, we're circumspect of the so-called youth. The Lord told us the characteristics of these damn children in the last day: disobedient, the parents, false accusers, incontinent, fierce despisers of those that are good, heady, high-minded. We'll bring that out after this though. Yeah, but yeah, we gotta be circumspect to the YNs, to the youth. They're supposed to be a blessing. They're supposed to be a representation of peace by hearing and seeing children laughing and playing in the streets. It does something to your spirit, man. That's comforting. We don't hear the kids no more. I mean, there's no basketballs bouncing in the neighborhood no more. You remember that back in the day for you brothers, you 80s babies, you know 90s babies, 70s babies. You just hear this basketball all the time throughout the hood, man. You just mobs of guys, man. I'm talking about we growing up as a teenager, but we was constantly running 5-on-5 full court daily, all throughout GA, man. You don't see that no more. Where are the children? What are you weirdos doing? They're being indoctrinated 24/7. That's what they're doing via that cell phone, man. And so they're not coming outside getting fresh air. They don't know how to, effectively communicate without the phones and such. Therefore, you get this teen takeover spirit. All these things the Lord said was going to precede his second coming. All right. And kingdom against kingdom, verse 7, okay? And there shall be famine. So we prophesied two different types of famine: of one, first and foremost, food, adequate nutrition, but most importantly, of hearing this word. The Lord said he was going to bring a famine of the word, meaning he's going to remove the prophets out from the highways and byways, man, and you're going to be left to your own devices, and pestilences and earthquakes. So those pestilence going into, different plagues and things, different diseases, strange calamities, biohazards, etc. Um, there's just so much stuff blowing up in Babylon, and great factories here, chemical plants there. It's just a freaking mess right now. If thou is watching, earthquakes in diverse places. The Lord say, all these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted. And man, we mean business. While we play and we are meditating that these folks finna come for us. It is serious time for us, man, and we're serious about it because we want to play. Like, we want to rest, we want to relax, we want to chill, and we understand through wisdom, not just understanding how to attain that. Got to be serious first. The play stuff will happen. The rest of you motherfuckers of our nation are compromised. Y'all sold y'all soul because y'all couldn't be patient and wait on the Lord. That's pretty much what it's about. Eve couldn't wait on true beauty, so she went and bought wigs and extensions and shit, and then walk around snapping her finger and walking with a stretched forth neck like that's her shit. That's not your shit, goofball. What's it say about? I always mess it up. Imitation is like the greatest form of flattery, basically. So I mean, if you're walking around the earth, Eve, buying hair that's long like that, obviously you like the way it looks. Same thing with the blonde hair. If you put it on, if you bought it, acquired it, however you stole it, whatever, however you got that damn blonde wig, that means you like the way it looks. I like the way the blonde shit look on Becky. You know what I'm saying? It's her shit. Let her have it. It looks good on Becky. The blonde hair. That's her shit. Why is our women so weak? And please, don't let you be no motherfucking Southern Kingdom chocolatey fucking woman of our nation, and you got this highlight yellow ass wig on. That shit look crazy. I'ma just keep it real, shout it. You too dark to be wearing that wig. It don't like what's the word? It does nothing for you, for lack of better words, man. You look stupid. You stick out like a sore thumb with that blonde wig. It's like it's glowing against your melanated, beautiful skin. So you just look nasty for real. You just look like a whore. You look like a streetwalker, man. Shit. I don't know why I was talking about that. I don't know. But yeah, all these are the beginnings of sorrows, man. They shall deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you. That's going into the persecution. That's things that we meditate on, man. And ye shall be hated of all nations. So these same people, even our 2/3 of the nation of Israel, they gonna hate us because they ain't us. And it's starting to show. And they do that. They show that hate towards the 2/3. How much more when the Lord manifests that we're better than them, and He's doing it now. They just don't see the full strength thereof that we're better than them. But we are professing, and we're supposed to be above these other nations, not equal to. They don't like that. They're jealous, man. They're jealous. Who the hell knows truly how the other nations see us? We don't know, because we the real deal. We're the Israelites. We believe through the Spirit, so we can't really see through the eyes of a Moabite, through an Edomite, how they look at us, how they view us, because we are there. We know what it's like to smell like cocoa butter. We know what it's like to get them parts in our hair, to get our hair twicked up, nigga twat back, nigga twisted up, dreaded up, braided up. Now we don't do that in the truth. It's in the braids is cool. I got hair. But all these things, man, are part of who we are, and they are jealous, man. They are jealous. They're scared. They're jealous. They'll say if Yahweh Hashem Hawashah. But the whole point, going back into we mean business. Now it's time for us to be serious. All that play stuff over with. You just go ahead and let's just see. You open up a YouTube, you go home. I'm gonna refresh it. Bingo. And see the first thing you see. And I don't even be watching videos like that. Don't get twisted. You probably, nah, man, I don't be fucking watching Eve, but you see what's on my timeline right here. Like, first thing first, you see ass. Right, there go Eve. Second thing to the next video, what you see, ass. You see what I'm talking about? And it's 24/7 with this shit with Eve. All you see. You know what I mean? All you see. But it's okay. Yahweh Shema Shah is going to execute judgment upon this raggedy bitch. Let's go to the book of 2nd Esdras 15 and 34. Behold, clouds from the east and from the north unto the south, and they are very horrible to look upon, full of wrath and storm. Hey, this is the wrath of Yahweh Hashem Hawashah. Hey, woe to you that desire the day of the Lord, and you not serving Yahweh Hashem Hawashah. You not coming in the fear. Behold, these clouds from the east and from the north, man. Hey, this is this shit show. All right, this is the great tribulation, man. All right, the wrath of Yahweh Hashem Hawashah, very horrible to look upon. The storms, all right, and the clouds that were of the great tribulation. The Lord say this is going to be a time like the earth has never seen before. You need to prepare. You need to prepare. If you think I'm joking, go back to Matthew, the 24th chapter, and then you just scroll on down to 21. For then shall be great tribulation. So after, like, you know what I mean? The Lord, these are, the events preceding the Lord's second coming, man. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time. There's been a World War I. There's been a World War II. There's been utter destruction via waters. All right, when the Lord flooded this whole earth, man, the Lord said this is going to be a great tribulation, such as was not since then. All right, of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. So after this thing of ours, it's never going to happen again. Hey, don't put the Lord in a box. He got some stuff for us to do, man. Hey, the story is going to continue, but it'll just be the end of this one with Esau, Edom. Now, we understand there ain't going to be no war, as far as our kingdom go. I mean, but there's going to be some other stuff going on, man, contrary to popular belief. Like, what they taught us about the kingdom, man. What did they teach us about heaven? They didn't even teach us about the kingdom. Like, they taught us about heaven as it pertains to looking up. And they said that that's where we were going. And that's where we were going to be in all eternity. And they really couldn't give us, what we would be doing. That's a tongue twister. We did, however, see angel babies. We did, however, see, this, you know what I'm talking about when I say, like the image that's supposed to be Yahweh. We did see this guy with this, that's pretty much all they said about the kingdom was the angel babies and some clouds and this type of shit. Lo and behold, this kingdom is, finna be dumped out. This city is gonna be bumping. You know what I'm saying? Music everywhere. A bunch of black people everywhere. You know what I'm saying? In their complete glory. They ain't teach us none of that. They ain't teach us that we was gonna be able to, quote unquote, reproduce in the kingdom of Yahweh Shema Shah. Why would y'all want to relinquish that? You're a liar. I remember when I was in church, man, or back in the day in the synagogue of Satan in the harlot houses, and that subject kind of did come up. And of course, in the church, They teach half truth, whole lies. I've heard them teach doctrine about it's unlawful to drink, man. That ain't true necessarily. There's specific people in specific times where the Lord command a man not to drink, but it ain't unlawful to drink alcohol. You see, they've made that into a doctrine. But it's just a whole bunch of bullshit, man. We go back to the book of Second Esdras. But back to we mean business, man. We do. Through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shema Shah, the Lord is an austere man. It's serious times, man. And we mean business. Now that we see the enemies, man. We see Esau Edom. He's getting ready to come in like a madman. We see these other nations show that they hate themselves. Ham, come on out here, my boy. You so-called Africans, let it be known that y'all hate us. Y'all hate us. Y'all are jealous. We look better than y'all because we look the same, but y'all got a weird-ass look about y'all. You doodle eaters. Y'all look weird. Y'all got a strong skull structure. You know, we can really get into that. The Lord say he put a difference between the Egyptian and the Israelite. Why is he saying that? Because we look alike. Remember when shouted from the Pharaoh wife or whatever found Moses. How they know? You know, them were black folk, the Egyptians, man. They was dark skinned people. But she was like, this is one of the Israelites' children, because she could see the damn difference, man. There's dark skin just like us, but you just did, hey man, shit, you know, Jacob smooth, man. Jake, you know, they seen that Israelite baby and knew immediately that baby had that strong ass skull structure like them damn Africans, man, so-called African, them Hamites, man. And they got Moses out there, what is the bassinet, out that river. Oh yeah, second Esdras. But yeah, man, it's just serious times, man. This is not a game, man. And we're coming for our legacy. This is about heritage. That's why this is for men, not you weak men, not you women, not you children. Now you take heed to the order that we established through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Shah. But this is serious. It's in our spirit to be receptive and to cleave onto heritage, legacy, integrity, you know, be willing to die for something. What are you willing to die for here in Babylon the Great? Vanity, something temporary. Amen. Die for something that's everlasting, something worth everything else that ain't Yahweh Shema Shah is going to burn up, and you know, here pretty soon. It's going to burn up literally. It's burning up now spiritually. All right, Second Esdras 9 and 15. I've said before, and now do speak. The prophets of old, the prophets on the scene right now saying the same thing. And we'll speak it also hereafter. And we're going to say this tomorrow if the Lord wakes us up and give us the ability to speak. That there be many more of them which perish than of them which shall be saved. And if you can receive that, that should put a certain fear upon you, because that ain't what they taught us. They basically taught us we was all going to heaven. All we had to do was believe. If you want to make it, if you want to be saved, just believe. All you got to do is believe. That's that fucking doctrine that's on Eve, man. The demon running rampant in her mind. And the scriptures speak about, man, all wickedness is little compared to the wickedness of a woman. And the reason why the scriptures say that is because Eve can be very cunning and covert and on the outside because of how she look and how she speaks. A man will disregard her wickedness. And I ain't even talking about like adultery and shit like that. I mean just like, hey, acting like you a pastor, you know, getting up in there and with the prosperity gospel, with the motivational speech. And sometimes they do be good, you know, with the motivational speech at least, but ain't teaching the people a lick of truth. Those smooth words our people cleave onto. Remember that they rather us prophesy deceits. They don't want to hear the prophets, man. They want to get rid of us. They hate us because truly this truth is condemning them. Because they probably not of this 144. They probably not of the 1/3, which means we're better, we're stronger, we look better, we got more power, we have more substance. It ain't fully manifested, but truth be told, they know who we are. Remember Kevin Durant said that? You know who I am. Y'all know who I am. Nigga, y'all know who we are. Then we know who y'all are. You 2/3, you House of Saul. It's starting to come back. And now the scriptures do speak about there's no remembrance of former things. So we don't remember our past lives, right? Hey, that's the mysteries of Yahweh Shema Shah. But we do believe in reincarnation. The spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets, meaning you come back in your lot. If you are a scoffer, if you were against the Lord, Ain't you know what I mean? Then you come back in that lot. You from the house of Saul, you gonna come back in that lot, and you're gonna be reborn into the projects here in Babylon the Great. And the Lord is gonna give you over to being put on the set, all right? And then He's gonna give you over to going out on them missions and being unalive on that mission. All right, that goes back to hey, what your family said about Yahweh Shai. Let His blood be upon us. And you wonder why you in the hood. This thing is real. Now we have the correct understanding of why we're in these predicaments we find ourselves: disobedient, transgression, sin. What is sin, man? Transgressing the law. That's the whole purpose of the law, to teach us what sin is, which is to teach us how to keep the Lord off of our behinds, and to keep the Lord blessing us, to keep us fine as hell, right? To keep us rich. All these things that we would have had, we would have been fine. No, nobody would have been malnourished. Nobody would have been overweight. You know what I mean? None of our women would have stank. None of them would have been bald headed. We would have gave this earth the business, man. But that's not how it's written. We went off. The Lord sent Malak Yahweh Shai. Here we are. Here we are. Finna get ready to see the King again pretty soon, man. Call Allah Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. We mean business, man. Second Esdras 15 and verse 21. Behold. Uh-oh. Man. Man. Second Esdras 16 and 45. And therefore, they that labor in vain, man. They go up to 43. He that soweth as if he should not reap. So going into the grinding and the season here in Babylon the Great, you were just working and working and working, and the Lord is putting this crunch where, hey, by the time you get your paycheck, they tax it all, man. Everything is gone. So it's like the scripture speak about that, putting our money into a bag with holes. That's it. We work, and by the time we get so-called paid, the money is gone. Not to mention the price of everything is going up. So he that soweth as if he should not reap. If you have some type of talent, all is going to come to naught. You're a boxer, what have you, and you practice and became a subject matter expert in your field. If it ain't this true, it's going to come to naught. You're not going to reap what the hopeful elect is going to reap, because you didn't sow the seeds of humility, of poorness, of meekness, and to be blessed. You took the other route. You sold your soul. Remember, Unaliving was the case that gave me Snoop Dogg song, right? Check that video out. Snoop knew, you know what I mean? Snoop seemed to be very, very aware that he was quote unquote selling his soul, and he's very committed to that. I believe that, like, he's willing to burn up forever. Let him think that. So it just shows you how wicked our people. They was willing to believe in the doctrine of hell and still sell their soul. So it shows you where their heart lies: money, vanity. And the Lord got something for you supernaturally. He's going to put the physical stuff, but he's also going to bug a lot of people out on some supernatural stuff. He's going to give you over the strange calamities that you can't even explain. This is what we're promising during Jacob's trouble. Thus saith Yahweh Shema Shai. We mean business. But again, 43. As he should not reap, so also he that planteth the vineyard, as he that shall not gather the grapes. So you're not going to reap the benefits of the kingdom, man, for you wicked Israelites out there. And also you other nations that spoke up against us. They that marry, as they that shall get no children, man. Look at the state of so-called marriages here in Babylon the Great. These unions, they're all full of shit. The women are all whores. We're marrying whores, quote unquote. The children come out effed up. It is what it is. These are the last days. And they that marry not, as the widowers, man. And therefore they that labor in vain. For strangers shall reap their fruits. So who built this country up, man? Yeah, the Edomites helped. I mean, they helped build their own shit up too. I can't lie. You know what I mean? I've seen documentaries of, the coal workers and shit, man. But Jake did a lot of this via slave labor, okay? Especially during the plantation days, for damn sure. There was us, for damn sure. I was kind of referring to, like, the industrial revolution here in Babylon the Great. But you take it back to, when we was out there picking cotton, and they reap the benefits of our labor. All right, they're rich throughout their generations for the from that slave labor, man, and spoil their goods, man, overthrow their housing. That's what we experience even to this very day, and take their children captives. And we going into captivity, Deuteronomy 28, and the Lord was going to send us to bondage, to slavery, to Egypt again via cargo slave ships. That's our children being captive. That's us. For in captivity and famine shall they get children. So all these things, the famine of the world, we experienced that for many, many generations, my boy. And until our elders woke up here in these last days, man, we were experiencing the famine of the word. Shall they get children, man? And they that occupy their merchandise with robbery. How did they get this land? How did they get us? They stole us, man. They took us. The more they deck their cities, their houses, their possession, and their own persons, man. So look at Babylon the Great. Look at all these NFL stadiums they're building up. They can morph and shapeshift damn near the Mercedes Stadium in the A, that all black stadium in Nevada. I forgot the name of it. It looked like a damn chariot. It's all black. It's all futuristic looking, look like a big ass chariot, man. All right. So they're decking out this place. Look at when so-called Christmas come. All the downtowns in Babylon the Great got them Christmas. Like, I ain't gonna lie, man. That shit look good. I ain't finna lie. But we ain't finna sit here and do it in the name of an idol. Shit, y'all should keep the cities lit up, man. It looks so much better than a dark ass neighborhood when they got not talking about idolatry now, but just lights around houses and the sea. Like that's gonna be the kingdom, man. You going through Babylon the Great, if it ain't time for them to be celebrating, it'd be dark as shit. It'd be ugly, dirty, nasty. Especially if you live in a dirty, nasty place. We gotta get out of here. Yeah, but going back, the more they deck their cities, and they're boasting, the more and more NFL Sundays, Super Bowl Sundays, and NBA playoffs, man, decking their cities. The money spread spirit that's on Jake, man. That's all going into like stunt and ball and boasting. Their houses, their possessions, in their own person. Yeah, so they're decking their cities out. They're decking their houses out, getting multiple living quarters. I'm sure, like, look at all the rich. What the Lord was homeless when he came, man. It's some motherfucking, even Israelites that's supposed to be in captivity, they got multiple mansions. They're decking their houses out and they're filling it with, look at Rick Ross, bro. All that nigga do is boast. All those cars, he is somewhere in Atlanta, bitch ass, near Atlanta, bitch ass. All those cars, man. Like I don't know, I want to say hundreds, but he got a bunch of it's just ridiculous, man. And have not known Yahweh Shemal Shadow, receive these benefits. Their possession and their own person. So putting that shit on, all the jewelry, man, all the fine linen, especially the woman, that's all they want to do is deck their own persons. Guess what the Lord said about that pride, that puffed up vain spirit? Verse 48, going back to we mean business, going back to the Lord is an austere man, means serious, man. The more I will be angry with them for their sins, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Like as a whore envieth a right, honest, and virtuous woman. And you could tell that's why women are angry, the majority of them, because truly they're so weak, they don't know what's going on. They're not spiritual, they don't realize that a demonic attack is constantly happening. Therefore, they're putting on as the 2/3 because truly their spirit is receptive that they ain't it. They ain't the hopeful elect lady, so they might as well crash out. They're weak in that regard. They're weak enough to have that. That's why you see our women twerking for no damn reason. It's a time and place for that. Every time you see, I just showed you that. Just booty everywhere. What is wrong with y'all? It's a time and place for that. And I'm saying, like, it's more to life than that. Meaning, why is that the only thing y'all are doing, though, Eve? Meaning, the dances that y'all do, why is it always hip coochie gyrating? Why is it ain't getting off for real? Can y'all not dance for real? Like, I don't want to use like the term breakdancing, showing my age, but like, what I'm saying, the spirit behind like breakdancing, not just like gyrating, sexual type of movements and shit like that. The spirit of seduction and all that shit. Why can't y'all really just jam if y'all gonna get? Why every time we see y'all dancing, if y'all gonna do the folly, why they would have to be so debaucherous? If that's the correct word, why is it got to be the whole shit? Why you can't get out there and just like do some, I don't want to say, be too corny, but why can't we see our women doing ballet? Right? These women that get on that pole, the amount of abdominal strength, the core strength that it takes to hold yourself up, the arm strength that some of these women have, man, to keep themselves on them poles. And, dude, Shawty, you should be on fucking stage somewhere, Broadway, performing. Some of these circus are, you know what I mean? Cirque du Soleil, whatever that shit called, like up there high on that damn what's that thing? On that hula hoop thing that be spinning. You know, them acrobats and shit they do at the circus, man, for real. You could, what I'm saying, you could utilize your talents, Eve, and have the glory like you're supposed to have as an Israelite woman. Like, you know, you could dance, but why does it have to be that type of dancing is what I'm saying. That's what I mean, why it's more to life than just twerking. If you're gonna dance, why does it have to be the nasty shit is what I'm saying. So going back to what the scripture says, like a whore envy a righteous, honest, and virtuous woman. That's why they speak out against anything good and decent. Oh, the man is the head of the household. A whorish ass woman gonna envy a woman that submit to a husband and is prospering in it. So much so that they'll try to tear that woman the fuck down and say, you know what, you're oppressed, woman, flee from that man. That goes back into the whole spirit of feminism. Verse 50. So just like a hoe hate a righteous woman, so shall righteousness hate iniquity. And that's what we're experiencing. That we hate iniquity, we hate sin, we hate you 2/3, we hate the rest of you clowns. When she decketh herself and shall accuse her to her face, when he cometh, that shall defend him that diligently searcheth out every sin upon earth. Yahweh Shema Hawashai. And we want to abound in the mercies. So we call upon the Lord. Remember, the name of the Lord is a strong tower. We want to utilize, call upon, fear, reverence these names, man, and have the obedience and faith accompanied with that understanding who they are, Yahweh and his son, Yahweh Shai, what they're capable of doing, what we're getting ready to experience. Hey, the Lord means business. This is a serious time, man. Just because y'all, the Lord has filled the earth via women and children, doesn't mean that it's women and children time. It's time for man stuff. It's time for Yahweh Shema Hawashai stuff. All right. Then we will give y'all peace and rest, man. You know, we're gonna take over. We're gonna rule with a rod of iron under Malak Yahweh Shai, and we're gonna divvy up, you know what I mean, however we see fit. Hey, you guys stay over here. You guys can, you know, be in captivity over here in this portion of the earth. You know what I mean? And that's what's coming to the Lord's hopeful elect, that rulership, that dominion. And but it ain't gonna come, you know, to you Israelites that's bucking up against it. Don't try to call yourself an Israelite when you see us beamed up and that fire getting ready to hit your ass. Oh, y'all Jake. Nah, buddy. You was rocking out. Hey, you don't come back this way after you done had children with that so-called white man. Now you want a brother. Now you want to bind it up. Now you want to head wrap up. Now, man, you better go goddamn live that Red Bull lifestyle with that white boy that you cleaving onto, goofball. You jumped the ship. The thing about it, though, I gotta be honest. I can't blame Eve. Can you blame the sister? You can't blame her. Look at the destruction of our nation, man. Look at our men acting like they coming in that baby boy spirit. Remember the movie Baby Boy? And in the beginning, he was breaking it down when he was in the womb. What, you know, relating the word crib, right? How we as black men, you know, back in the 90s, I guess, early 2000, I'm at the crib, and you know how that's associated with, like, you know, Jake constantly in his childlike mama boy ass spirit. Yeah, that's really the spirit that a lot of our men are in. A lot of athletes like that too. They just be strong and big, so people like reverence them, but they a bunch of mama boys too. Yeah, but man, that's pretty much the point. I don't need to, you know, let's see. But it's serious times, man. The spirit was kind of like the wind on this epistle, but the whole point is that this is serious time. We mean business. Watch what we do through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. We about to edify daily, okay? And push the issue. We're calling out the play in front of our enemy. We're saying, hey, blue 42, persecution, persecution. Y'all getting ready to persecute the prophets. Blue 42, persecute. Ready, persecute. All right? We're calling the play out, dude. You're going to persecute us. All right. You're going to splice videos together. All right. And the Lord is going to F you up. All right. And that's pretty much the point. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear again to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Till next time, Shalom.